Okay, today I started putting, I got the 46RH ready to go for the car. But unfortunately, what you got to do is you got to use GM 2268 mount, you know. Okay, you got to use the GM 2268 mount. It's the same mount that's like in the Chevelles and Camaros, that kind of stuff, excuse me. And then, um, on the car, let's see here. On the car, on the back of it, you have your torsion bar mounts on each side, and then you got this brace that comes over on the body on the bottom of the floor. Now, there's two ways of doing this. You can cut this wing out of here, like I have, or you can cut the body. Okay, but then you got to brace the body again and stuff. I choose just to cut this out because that way then you don't have, the transmission can be removed. Why should you start cutting on your e-body? This is on my Challenger. And then another thing you gotta do is the shifter rod comes down through here, so you gotta cut this out, this little piece that went right here. So I cut that out. And then you'll have to make yourself a bracket that mounts to this bolt hole and then maybe to a extension housing bolt or something, but I'll show that later on. And then, so that way now the transmission's prepared to go into the tunnel of the car. But I would suggest, okay, what I did here is I took a 1/4-inch drill bit, and I don't know if you can see it, looks like a chainsaw blade or something, or a sprocket, I guess. But I drilled, boom, 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 and then I went to work and then I tipped it a little bit here and there. But you got to be careful. Don't go into this thing. Some people, they've ruined theirs. You can see me, I just was on the outside. It's not pretty, but does it have to look pretty? Well, if you want it pretty, that's up to you. And then, so, I took the drill here with that, 1/4-inch bit, did that. Then I went back with a lapper wheel, and I could do some more work to it if I wanted to, with this lapper wheel to sand it smooth. But I think, sorry about the camera here, but I think I got it pretty good looking. Now I'm going to hit it with some paint so I can blend it back in clean it up, and stuff. So that's part one. I rebuilt the tranny. I did not do a video on that at all. So, I mean, in my theory, like I say, I'd rather cut the transmission. Yeah, I know it took out some strength here. Somebody's going to ask me about that, I'm sure. But the thing is, I'm not pulling a bobcat or anything, All I'm doing is just, operating my Challenger here, with the 18.5s and everything underneath it, But, yeah. I got a Dana 60 in the back with 410s. So now I'm on overdrive. So I can cruise her down the highway well. So anyway, that takes care of that. So step one is done. So I'm going to go through this. But please subscribe to the channel, and then I'm going to do this in a step-by-step thing. And then you guys can see exactly what you need to do. Now, obviously, this is putting it in the E-body, Challenger. So I don't know how close this would be, but I would think in a Charger would probably be the same thing. You'd probably have to take this little lip out, But, so, I don't know. I'm just happy I took that out because I don't want to start cutting up the body like that to put a tranny in it. I don't want to loosen that up. Transmission you can always unbolt and take out. So anyway, we'll see you on the next video. I'm going to start pulling the tranny, and maybe I'll do a video on that too. So again, this is a 46RH It was made from 1989 until 1995. The 96 they came out with electronic control, you know. And the 46RH, you still use your factory 727 shift lever and the factory 727 kickdown lever. You can even put the factory kickdown levers, arms, and that mechanism thing, you know, you can put that on here too if you want. But I use a cable, you know, and then the cable mounts to one of these bolts here. You know, you can mount it to this, you can mount it to this, you can mount it to that bolt, and then that's what I do. I have a little arm that comes out and then the cable shoots across, you know. So, and if you run into a 46RE, then they got a different connector. So they have well, I know the 46RH is 3 or 2 pin, because in 1989, 90, 91, and 92, and most of the diesels, they didn't have a lockup torque converter, because that third pin is for the lockup torque converter. And this one's got a lockup torque converter in it, and that's okay with me. But and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, when you're cruising on the highway, if you're going on a power tour and you lock that baby in, that's good for your long haul. So I'm actually enjoying that. But for my application, your application might be a little different. But yeah, so there's a lot of things. This is basically a 727 with the overdrive unit on it, you could see. And a lot of things fit out of a 727 in here. So yeah, sun gears, bands, some of the bushings, various other things too. But that'd be quite a list if I would tell you. So anyway, so the first step is you got to clearance that, because I got a factory slapstick floor console, and that shift rod comes down. So you got to relieve this right here. You got to cut this off. You can leave the hole, but you got to take the rest of it off, because that rod comes right down here. Then it's got that little arm on it and reaches over. And then the neutral safety switch is the same. You can use your factory neutral safety switch out of your Challenger. The transmission cooler lines though are 3/8. Everybody's recommending that you run a separate cooler. So don't run the factory cooler, because that might not be enough. Because this overdrive unit, when you put her in overdrive, she creates a little bit of heat. So this transmission needs a little bit more cooling, you know. So I'm going to have to put a external cooler in my car, but when we cross that bridge, we'll go through that. So yeah, 3/8 instead of 5/16 lines. The factory 727, 904 are 5/16 lines. The 46RH and the 46RE uses 3/8 lines for that cooling purpose, for the overdrive unit. So, because they create a little bit more heat. Even the lockup torque converter sometimes can create a little bit of heat, but it's mainly because of this. So, and when you're cruising, doing 70 down a freeway or whatever you're doing, you know, it's nice to know that she's cool for you. So anyway, oh yeah, and then the tail shaft, that uses a 727 yoke. So all you got to do is you got to shorten your drive shaft, because the 727 tail shaft comes up to somewhere around here. I think it's roughly about, on the average, you got to shorten it up about 2.5 inches, your drive shaft, roughly. But you'll have to take that measurement, and I'll show you that later on when we get this thing up in there. But what I got to do next is I got to pull the tranny out of her, the 727, which has maybe 2 miles on it. But after I put this 410s in there, then I thought, well, let's put overdrive in it right away. Let's just do it right, so in spring we can go have a good time with her. But yeah, but I got, like I see, I got, let's see here. Like that? This is a Challenger IT, if you know what that means. It's not a perfect car, But it's my car. But again, you can see I got the factory, we'll call it the T-handle shifter. It's the next step down. Same thing basically as a slapstick, you know. It even says it, I think, on it here somewhere. Yep, right there. But yeah, and I want to use all that. I'm going to put a couple electronic switches under here, you know, with a lock-up torque converter, and but when I get to that, I'll figure it out. My key buzzer's going off. Oops, I got the keys in it. So anyway, yeah, we'll talk to you soon.